heard of 90 Day Fiance? But have you ever heard of the 90 Day Accountant? I tried being an accountant for 90 days. When you think of accountants, you think of a boring guy working in his gray-white cubicle, doing his thing, you know, with his glasses, with his calculator. He's kind of a weird guy. And when you think of the word accounting, you think about the most boring job. Well, I'm here to tell you what it actually is like. Is it really as difficult as they say? Is it even hard? Well, my name is Juan Wick, and after being an Amazon delivery driver for almost 2 years, I tried being an accountant for 90 days. Why, you may ask? Well, I wanted to get the best of both worlds. No, this is just the college degree that I chose. I just hate an adventurous life, you could say. I just wanted to have a simple life. Well, unless you're not as bright as me, you could probably make money somewhere else. But this is what we decided to do. So without further ado, this was my experience. And if you're thinking about going through accounting, well, here it is, the 90 Day Accountant. Let's get right into it. And you probably know the gist of what accounting is, but all in all, when you hear the word accounting, you think of taxes. And as you know right now, taxes is kind of a hot topic right now. I mean, it always is. Who wants to pay taxes? Nobody. Taxes. I mean, unless you like to do that sort of thing. But you kind of have to go to your accountant to do taxes. And right now, I would like to say it's getting more interesting with, you know, automation and AI, but it's still a lot of work. You also think of long hours. I mean, man, after being an accountant for 90 days, your work on one Excel spreadsheet could take you hours. It could take you days. And you just have to keep trying to figure out how to do it. And man, you're just using templates from the year before to figure out where your numbers should go when you're doing accounting. And it's pretty much, people go into the careers to do the most passionate thing that they can think of, something that they have talent for, some occupation or job or role where they can change people's lives. And well, accounting is good for the economy, probably. Does it change people's lives? Does it help people? It's just because they have to. I mean, it's a regulation by the law. You gotta get someone to do your taxes, someone to do your audit. So as you can tell, that revenue stream, that revenue model for accountants can be kind of tough, because it's like, well, they kind of have to do it. And do they want you doing it? Yes, some no. It depends. So I chose the most passionate job, accounting. What the heck? Anyways, this job, let's get right into it. Day one, what can you expect being an accountant? After being an Amazon driver, after all, this was a big switch up. I went from working 32 hours a week, which is a normal work week as an Amazon driver, to working my full 40 as an accountant. I will say I was an intern, but it counts. This is a position in public accounting. You think of accountant, you think of a guy doing some personal taxes. No, this is different. This is where you go to make money as an accountant. You do public accounting, meaning you just do accounting basically for big public companies. Out of 1 million companies in the United States of America, only around 4,000 of those companies, so a very, very small percentage of 0.4%, something like that, I don't even know, percent amount of companies, that amount of companies is public. They're big enough to be traded, and so this is like your Google, maybe your Amazon, Lowe's, like stuff like that, you know? Like a huge company is generally public. It doesn't have to be, but that's when it makes sense, because those are the companies, you know, you can trade stocks. So that's public accounting. That's where you go first, because obviously you want to get experience doing harder, bigger stuff, and then you condense down later. But first day, you just go in, man, they just set up, this is the same for every job, if you're an accountant or not, every office job, you just do the orientation, you just set up like your Outlook and your email, boring stuff. So we'll get past that. Day two, I'm not gonna go through every day, I'm just saying, is when you get into it. You get assigned someone to be your like trainer guy, and basically you always have your supervisor with you, and you can just ask questions and they tell you what to do, because obviously they don't, even after 4 years of school, you don't know what you're doing. You're just there so you just go to school so you don't sound like you're not, so you sound like you actually know something, like what's a debit and a credit. It's not a card. It's like an actual like number. I can't even you see I don't even know. School didn't even get me that far. But anyways, you go in and they're like, okay, I want you to take these numbers and translate it to here and check these. And I could tell you all this stuff, I'm like, it could be automated in very few years. But till then, it's why people work like 60, 80 hours a week as accountants. It's because those Excel sheets take forever to do manually. They just take a long time. You got 1, 2, you got 20, you got hundreds just for one project, and you got to make sure they all link together. And that's pretty much it. There's no like big math or calculus. It's just adding, subtracting, dividing over 12 months. Whatever you can think of, it's pretty much it. But for me, I came in there, I told them, hello, my name is Juan Wick, and I asked for the baddest job ever. And I won't tell you exactly because of confidentiality. So, but overall, it was good. It was a good time. Was it? How does it compare to Amazon driving? What, accounting is easier, I will say that, but it can be more boring, I would say. It is easier just because you don't have to run around all day. You're just at your computer. You don't even have to talk to people. You're not a customer service guy. So overall, if you can just do your computer, do your manual entries for 8 hours a day, I think you should be pretty good. And after 5 years, you can be making $130,000, $140,000. After 3 years, it's $100,000. And then after 10 years, you're probably looking close to 200,000 to 250, maybe 300 after inflation, the coming next 10 years. So that's really not bad. I mean, you can make money being like a private equity guy, but this is like an easy route because it's competitive, but not really. There's a lot less people trying to get into it than you think. If you have got a good personality, then you got a pretty high chance. And for that much money with a high chance, I think it's worth it, especially if you're not bright like me. You see, the brain doesn't work. And let's talk about the last part, expectations versus reality. When I started this video, obviously I was saying, when you think of an accountant, what do you think of? A guy with glasses, a guy on his calculator, looking at his computer all day in the office. He's probably the most boring guy you've ever met. And as you can tell from me, my hair is long. And if you want to be a good accountant, like, sure, you can be that accountant who's boring, who doesn't know how to communicate. But those guys' salaries cap out like at 100K, maybe 120, and that's it. And when you think of accountant, that's your stereotypical guy. But if you want to make more money, you gotta be able to know how to talk to people. You gotta be better than me at communicating. And if you're charismatic, and I guess this goes with any job, then in my opinion, that's far more, that's a better indicator than your technical skills that you're gonna be successful. And obviously, you don't have to be confined to accounting. You can do a bunch of other stuff on the side, as long as you're confidential. So overall, I would say expectations was being a boring person, but the reality is, the really cool guys, like the guys at the top, are like very people persons. They just know how to talk to people, and they know what to say at the right time. And I guess after 20 years, if you try, then I think for most of us, you can get there. And so, I don't know, it was a hybrid job too, so we weren't really in the office all day. You were like at home. So no, I'm not gonna show you because I'm doing laundry actually, but it was a pretty good setup. They gave me a laptop, and during one part of the internship, they actually gave us lunch like almost every day at the office. So we just go down to the mall and we use the company card to get ourselves whatever we wanted. So that was pretty dope. It's all set up because in reality, the jobs that are gonna pay well and the jobs that are good like this is because nobody else wants to do it. So just do something nobody else wants to do. If you do a job that everyone wants to do, they're not gonna pay you that much. Actually, I don't know if there's a job people want to do, but my point is, not a lot of people want to do accounting. It can be seen as boring, but if you're up to the challenge, accounting is changing. I think it's getting cooler. It's getting pretty interesting stuff. So if you like AI, get into that stuff. And if you want to be the most interesting person in the world, just be an accountant. My name is Juan Wick, the accountant. Thanks so much for this video. If you like it, please subscribe, and we'll see you later. 90 Day Accountant.